Hello everybody, welcome to Percussion Axiom TV. I'm your host Tom Burritt, and this is episode number 69. Before we get on with today's Axiom, I wanted to talk just a minute or two, get back to doing something we haven't done in a long time on the show, and that is just read a few comments from the previous episode's discussion at thomasburritt.tumblr.com. So in episode 68 we talked about the importance of getting yourself out there, getting away to a different situation. There are numerous opportunities in the summer months for you to do that with orchestral seminars, marimba seminars, music festivals, and in episode 68 I asked the question of the episode to be something along the lines of what did you do this summer and share an experience you had. I know as a faculty member over at Round Top in the summer, I love spending 2 weeks working with 6 new students and just getting away and just really focusing on doing what you love. And so Justin Bunting leaves a really great comment from last week's episode. And he says, one of the most rewarding and life-changing musical moments in my life was spending a week with Nexus at the Toronto Summer Music Academy. Learning drumming straight from Russell was incredible. Russell Hartenberger, of course, from Nexus. It felt like a dream. So thanks, Justin, so much for leaving a comment. And all you lurkers out there, I know you guys are out there, and for me, it's only half of a show if I put a show out and I only get a couple comments, So I really encourage you guys to do that. It means so much to me that you want to contribute, and to be honest, it's only half a show if I just put my ideas out there and I don't hear from you guys. So it adds so much to the experience. So I want to encourage you to do that, and thank you, Justin. And I hear that comment, that life-changing musical experience comment from the students that I see that we send out and suggest different summer experiences to. It's that time of year where we're all coming back and I'm seeing my students again for the first time from the summer, and I love hearing about the experiences they've had in different places over the summer. So thank you, Justin, for that, and I'm sure it was an amazing experience to play drumming with Russell, who's probably played it more times than anyone else is alive, and so to have that experience is absolutely once in a lifetime. So I want to encourage you guys to do that over the summer, and yeah, so thank you, Justin, for leaving that comment, and please, lurkers, leave some comments. All right, so on with today's show. I'm going to talk a little bit about some interpretive things today, and as a teacher, really my most important job, I think, as a teacher is to get students to think a certain way, and to think about certain things. And so I talk a lot about, especially when it comes to interpretation in lessons, I talk a lot about what I would call a guiding principle. So today's axiom is, in the harmonic rhythm, your answer lies. And I know, I'm sorry I'm going Yoda on you, but I just like that, So anyway, so that's a guiding principle, okay? So let's talk about that. So what is harmonic rhythm? Well, harmonic rhythm is essentially the rhythm of the harmony, or the rhythm of harmonic change in music. This is a great concept for playing Bach. In Bach, we often have, Bach isn't really about melody as much as it's about how he uses harmonic progressions. And like the chaconne, for example, is 15 to 20 minutes just on one progression. And so harmonic change, I think, is a great thing to think about when you're playing Bach, because it's really about the harmonic change. It's really about how this harmony relates to this harmony, and so on. So we can do certain things interpretively to bring that out, since that is so important in Bach's music. So today we're not going to do Bach, but we're going to look at how we can apply this concept to some of Gordon Stout's music. You guys know I'm a big fan of Gordon. He was my first teacher, and obviously massively important in my development. And I think this is really important in Gordon's music too. Since you think of most of Gordon's more recent music is really not really melodic as much as it is built on rhythm and 2 or 3 really important chords or harmonies that he messes with. So just to show you what I'm getting at here, I'm going to show you 2 examples from his 4 dances that he wrote, I think 2006 and 7. In the first movement is entitled A Lullaby Dancing. And so I think in this movement, it's really important to, from an interpretive standpoint, to create this idea of lightness and a certain sense of buoyancy, so things don't get too heavy. And I think thinking of the harmonic rhythm change in that can really, really help. So about halfway through the movement or so, there's a section that I think demonstrates this idea really, really well and really shapes how I play this piece. So I'm going to just take you through this. I'm going to play it 3 different ways. The first way, I'm going to demonstrate just kind of what's there nuts and bolts wise on the page without any expression or maybe very little expression, just to show you what's there and then just to give you something to compare to. And then the second way, I'll try to emphasize the harmonic change and de-emphasize when things are stagnant. Okay? So again, when a chord changes, I'll bring it out. When it's just stagnant, I'm going to try to just let it sit there and not emphasize the notes too much. Then the third way, I'm going to demonstrate how, by doing that, it gives me a better sense of how to actually phrase that section of music. Phrasing expression-wise, the use of rubato, etc. Okay? All right, so here's just what's there, minus not too much expression. There, just lots of triplets basically moving, and so now I'm going to play it one more time, but this time I'm going to work primarily on just showing you where the harmonic change actually happens by emphasizing that particular change at the moment it happens, and then de-emphasizing all the notes that are just part of that chord that I just ended up at. So you can notice how that will change things. So there you got a sense of what the actual harmonic rhythm is there. So we've got dum 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 change, 4 beats, dum dum dum. So here's the harmonic rhythm in that last passage. That's basically it for the whole thing. So that pulse, that hyper pulse of, I think it's every measure maybe. So that's the thing about harmonic rhythm, is it's always going to be some long note value. All right, I'm going to play this a 3rd time and show you, now that I've done that, I've taken that step, how that step can really help me with stretching and pulling of time, rubato, and how to make that even more expression full, and therefore, hopefully more lullaby-ish. By the way, I just remembered that in the score it actually says joyously throughout this section. That helps too. So, I hope you saw the progression. Feel free to go back and rewind the tape. Rewind the video. That shows my age, doesn't it? Rewind the video back and see, and maybe you can put those together closer to see the differences. So I hope you see how harmonic rhythm in that instance can really help really feel and give you guidance as a performer on how to actually interpret this music. Harmonic rhythm. All right, one more example in the 4th movement, or the 4th dance, called Finale. I want to show you a similar thing. So I'm going to play it 3 times. First time, just to kind of show you what's there. Sorry, one more time. Okay, so lots of notes in that, pretty straight 16th notes. Now I'm going to show you the 2nd time through, where we're just going to focus on the harmonic rhythm, emphasizing the notes that are changing and de-emphasizing the notes that are not. Now, because it has to be expressive and it says to be expressive in the score, I'm going to use that information again to instruct me and to guide me into how to use rubato in certain places. So here's the third example. Sorry, one more time. Guys, it's really hard to talk and then just play. So sorry about that, but I think you've got the idea of kind of where I'm going with that. So that's today's idea and axiom. So using guiding principles to help with interpretation. These goggles, if you will, this idea can act as goggles to keep me on a straight path on really what's important. A harmonic rhythm in Gordon's music is really, really important, especially in this piece. And this process, I think, really kind of helps keep me focused on that as a performer. All right, so that's today's axiom. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. And the question of the episode is I really, really want to hear from you guys. You know, I really want to learn from you too. You know, I want to learn what you guys think are some of your guiding principles when it comes to interpreting music. What are the things that you do that you think really help? What are the ideas maybe you've been taught or some of the ideas you've had? Please, let's open up a discussion at thomasburritt.tumblr.com. And yeah, I really want to learn. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.